Remember Shanquella Robinson, a Charlotte native who grew up in this very church, whose death is now the center of 2 investigations by Mexican authorities and the FBI. While Shanquella's parents say her friends told them she died of alcohol poisoning in Cabo, Mexico, an autopsy showed something different, a cracked spine. And a viral video also showed an apparent fight. They hold Shanquella close, in hearts, in memory, and in prayer. Brandon, we do also know that the family has put up a GoFundMe in Shanquella's honor. And already, with international attention, they have raised over $327,000.
Hey, what's good? This is Black Authentic Truth. And of course, we seen what has happened with this sister. They had her funeral. What I want to talk about is the fact that she didn't know who her friends were. Now, in our community, a lot of times we think our friends are somebody that we done grew up with. We think our friends are somebody we smoke weed with, we went to the club with, we turned up with, we did a few things with, we're familiar with them. And we think that's enough validation to say that this person is your friend. Now, sadly, this sister didn't know that these people that she called her quote unquote friends had ill intentions. And that happens a lot in the Black community, whereas you have people that will be around you or allow you to be around them, but they actually really don't like you. Now, this sister was young, so unfortunately, this is a lesson that should be taught by parents. This is something that you got to teach your children. This is something that is biblical, actually. And so you should always try to prove a friend. What do I mean by that? Like, really see if they really for you or not. How do you prove a friend? Or how do you even know if you have a true friend? Because let's be real, a lot of times you could have a friend that is more of a brother than your own brother in your own household. But how do you prove a friend? Well, when you're going through something, when you go through adversity, when it's hard times, when it seems like nothing is falling in place, that's how you see who your friends really are. The people that actually grind and stick with you and hold you down and encourage you through those times. That's how you prove a friend. Because in your hardest times and in your darkest hours, a lot of friends is going to disappear. A lot of people going to disappear. See, a good example is in the hood, like being from a hood, being from a gang. When you get locked up, everybody that was down for you, your road dogs, your crimies, all of your homeboys, all of your day ones, they disappear. All of those people disappear. And then the only person that's writing you is the people that actually really care for you and want you to change your life. And that happens all the time. A lot of people will talk about the love they get from their hood, but when you locked up, you forgotten about, out of sight, out of mind. Now, in the case of this sister, she did not know who her friends were. And it's kind of messed up because, you know, you're young and you're going outside of the country to have a good time. And a lot of people don't even experience that at a young age. Like me personally, I have not been out of the country. I've been a lot of different states, but not out of the country. So, you know, that experience alone is a happy time, just being out of the country and trying to, enjoy yourself, not knowing that you won't be coming home because you're with some people that are supposed to be your friend, but they have a lot of ill intent and holding some anger towards you. Now, from what I've seen, it was alleged that the person beating her was actually a transgender. I'm saying alleged because I haven't seen any solid articles or anything reputable to speak on that fact, but that's going around on social media right now. Also, the death blow could have came from another woman that was in the group. So at this point, no one really knows what's going on, or, you know, how did it all play out. We do know what we seen on that gruesome video, that horrible video, which as any father would be, horrified to see that was the final moments of his daughter. I have daughters, they're not grown, but your kids are your kids, whether they're grown or not. And just to see her lose her life in that way, and her father saying that she was not a confrontational person. She was not a person that, fight and all of that. And to see her, not fighting back, and then the dude telling her to fight back. It's just horrible. It's sad. It's disgusting. And those people need to be brought to justice, because we can't do each other like that. Now, in fact, if this was a transgender, and the fact that there are men there, it made me think about the fact that, whenever there's police violence towards black women, whenever there's violence from black men towards black women, we say protect black women, and rightfully so. But we also have to understand that if this turns out to be a transgender person from the LGBTQ, right? Or if it turns out to be one of her friends who is an actual woman, then we have to keep that same energy of protect black women. So it can't just be one-sided. It has to also be when, the LGBTQ attacks black women, and when other black women attack other black women. And see, that's something that never gets spoken about, but I'm gonna speak about it right here. You see a lot of hate, especially on social media. You see a lot of hate from black women to other black women. You see a lot of shade from black women to other black women, and nobody actually really discussed that. Nobody talks about, the verbal assaults, the disrespect, the violence from black women to black women, or in this case, or possibly it could be a transgender person putting their hands on a black woman. So we got to keep that same energy. Also, another Black Authentic Truth about this is that black women are known to be in support of having LGBT black men as their besties, best friends, right? And when things go haywire, there is a situation where it could be a physical altercation between somebody who is physically stronger than a woman. I'm just saying, just speaking plainly. So with all of these things combined and everything I talked about, it's a sad situation. This has to be solved. The people have to be brought to justice, so that their parents can have closure. It makes absolutely no sense that your 25-year-old goes to have a good time and comes back in a box. These are just some things to think about. These are some things that we have to admit that these are in our community. We have to look at it straight, plainly, and in the face. So let me know what you think about this video. Give me your thoughts and your opinions in the comments. And with that, this is Black Authentic Truth.